Hey everyone, I've used Max MSP to piece together my very own William Shakespeare talkbot, and all you need is the stuff that other more intelligent people have assembled, namely the OpenAI API and the Deepgram API in the node.script object here in Max MSP. So let me talk to my guy over here. Who are you? All right, it's William Shakespeare. Where do you live? That sounds about right. Do you like pizza? Nice. Now give me a hook for a rap song. There you have it. That's how William Shakespeare would rap today. So you don't have to use it to resurrect Shakespeare to ask him your dull questions. I'm actually using this patch on stage in a theater piece to create and talk to some wacky characters. If you want to patch together your own, follow me through this tutorial. The patch I've shown you works like this. We're using the node.script object to run JavaScript in Max. The first instance already has an audio input implemented. We're technically not sending it the audio from Max because node.script won't take signal input as far as I know. The audio is sent via a WebSocket to the Deepgram API, which returns a transcript of that audio. We feed that as a prompt to the ChatGPT API in a second instance of node.script and receive its answer as a text string, which we can then visualize using jitter or whatever. To get started, you'll need an API key both from OpenAI and Deepgram. See video description for links. Using the API, you'll pay only for the tokens processed, but both services will give you plenty of free credit that you'll probably never run out of unless you're using it commercially, since prices are just fractions of cents. Once you've obtained your API keys, you copy and paste them into an .env file looking like this. The file should be located in the root folder of your project, same folder that your JavaScript will be in. On Mac, these files will be hidden and you have to press Command, Shift, and Dot keys to make them appear. Okay, so let's get patching. We're going to start with the part addressing the ChatGPT API first. Of course, we're going to need our node.script object, and we're going to have to tell it which JavaScript to use. Mine is called max2 gpt.js and have that in the same folder as your patch. Then we're gonna have the script.start message and might also want a script.stop message. And let's include the little debug tool by copying it from the help file and patching from the right outlet into this. So if you double click in this object, now you should see the content of that file. Maybe there'll be a way that I can show, that I can share this code with you. But anyway, you can just copy it by pausing the video and copying it from hand. If you filled in your API keys into the .env file correctly, this should just work as is. But also you will have to install some packages that the script uses, which is done by the commands script script npm install first of all .env and secondly open a API. So then, in that order, you'll want to click install the .env files, and you see now it's running that command and installing it in the appropriate folders. Also install this package. And now we can go ahead and run the script. And if everything is installed correctly, you should get a process running state down here. Now we can start asking it some stuff, and we will receive the completions of the ChatGPT model as message down here. And we'll have to send it a message preceded by text, because the Max API add handler will be, oh no, it will be listening for the little word message down here. So we can also just use a prepend message object and then ask it stuff like, I don't know, hello world. There's a classic. You want to convert that to a symbol. And let's see what we get. There you go. You might also convert that from symbol. Let's try again. Ah, just beautiful. And we're almost done with this part. Now to make it like a funny Shakespeare bot, you can just specify what you want it to tell you in the message that is sent. For example, I will now append part of the message, which is answer in Shakespeare English. I'll ask it something else like, what's the deal with airplane food? Let's see what it tells me. Alas, 'tis not a meal most would deem delightful. And there you have it. That's the part addressing the ChatGPT API. So the second part, the speech to text conversion with the Deepgram API, is a little bit more complicated. I don't think it has to be. In my case, it was, because from node.script, or you can't send audio, your microphone input, for example, to node.script object. So you have to use a microphone or an audio input within node.script. And for that, we have a package which requires socks. And this socks thing you can get via Homebrew on Mac OS from this URL right here. And it has to be available in your path. And I'll show you when we get to that where you can implement it in the node.script object, or in the JavaScript file. So speaking of, we are going to need the node.script object, and my patch is called max2 Deepgram. Once again, have that in the same folder as your max patch. You will want to copy the debugger from the help file, patch it out the right outlet, and then we're going to need the script start, the script stop, and in this case, because your microphone will be listening through while this object is running, it might pick up on things that are not speech or whatever, and that will and then Deepgram will keep outputting transcripts of that, and thereby draining your free credit. So I just give it a little timeout function after 30 seconds. I will automatically trigger the stop message so that it won't drain my account by constantly transcribing whatever audio input it gets. We're going to need the following packages. We need script, npm install the Deepgram APIs at deepgram/SDK, and also need node minus record minus lpcm16, which is the package requiring socks. Now you go ahead and install those two, one after the other. It should just take a short while. And now I am sharing the JavaScript code with you. You can just pause the video and copy all of that from hand if you want, or I will find a message to a way to share that with you. However, the important part is you will have to copy the location of the socks thingy into line 9 of the code. And how to find out where your socks is located probably will be this folder anyway. But just to make sure, you can go to the terminal and type in which and then socks, and it'll tell you the destination right here. Other than that, it should be fine. Also see here is where you can set a couple of properties for the Deepgram API to trigger different features, which you can all check out on their website to get more control over the way it transcribes your audio. Other than that, it looks like we're ready to start. I will want the output in a message here. Let's start it and see what happens. Hello. There you go. And as you can see, what you get from this is sometimes a rather complicated command, always followed by this dictionary message. And I've written a little abstraction for myself, which I called format responses, and you can copy that from here if you want. I'm not going to go through the details of the workings of this. It's very simple. But after that, you should get like legit transcriptions of your audio. Hello, everybody. And there you go. Now all you have to do is piece together those two parts of the code, which you will manage on your own. And thanks for sticking with me.